Hello everyone, my name is Ayesha and welcome back to another skit. So today we are talking about a very rare topic, which is thoughts are not real. Okay, so we are just so obsessed with our thoughts, with our skills, with our knowledge in our daily life that we see the whole world around us based on what is input inside our head. And we see every perspective, every situation, every person on the basis of the knowledge which is already stored in our brain. And because of that, most of the time, the stories we are making are completely wrong because thoughts are not facts. These are just the stories we are making in our head based on what is already stored over there. So, there are two things bad happening because of that. First is that we are just building few walls around our brain, around our mind, narrowing the knowledge we have and not giving our brains the space to consume more knowledge because we are just sticking what we already have gained, what we already have stored in our mind, and we are not ready to accept that the knowledge we have is very limited and knowledge is actually infinite, and how much we consume, it will always be lesser. So we need to understand this point, and so that our brain can open up for consuming, for gaining more knowledge, and so that we can grow in that perspective specifically. Second, what bad thing is happening with us is that we are just relying on our thoughts. We are giving so much space, so much weight to our thoughts that we are just relying on our whole selves, on the thoughts which we have, and by even ignoring the fact that thoughts are actually not the reality most of the times. It is just the stories we are making in our head, and it has nothing to do with the reality. And we are just ignoring this fact consecutively, and our brain is not even ready to accept it. So, because of that, we have wrong perspectives. We have we have wrong decisions sometimes in our life because we are making decisions. We are giving so much weight to our thoughts, and we are just putting our whole life on our thoughts only. So I'm just giving you a very little example. Is sometimes at our workplace we are having the thoughts that our boss will terminate me just because there as a new person has hired in our team. We have the thoughts that that person is our replacement. But this is just 80% or 90% of the time, this is just the story which is in our head. It is not the reality. It is not something happening in real. And we are, we are constantly ignoring this fact. And because of this, most of the times we make wrong decisions in our life, and we overthink a lot, and we waste our energy a lot on our thoughts. So to stop it, what we need to do is we need to understand first that thoughts are not facts. Second, we need to give them a lighter space. We need to take them on a chill note, on a lighter note, so that even if you cannot stop the thoughts. This is something real. You can never stop it. This is the biggest mistake when you try to stop the thoughts, when you try that how can I avoid thoughts and how can I just stop it completely. You can never. Our brain, human brain, is conditioned in a way that it can never stop having thoughts. There will always be thoughts, and even as much as you'll push your brain to stop the thoughts, it will become more and more. So the better thing is let the thoughts flow in your head, let them come and go. Just take them on the lighter note. That's what you need to do. Just don't give them so much space. Just understand that these are not facts. Most of the times thoughts and realities are different, and what whatever is happening in the reality, we need to consider that when we are making the decisions in our life. There's one more technique you can use, is you can try journaling for for, I would say, managing your thoughts in a better way, because when you write down your thoughts, it will be less complex in your head, and it will be easier, the process will be easier, and you can easily manage them. So you can try journaling for sure, and it will be very, very helpful for you. And then further, what we need to accept, this is the last point but not the least, I think this is something most important. I would say the most important part of this video is that we need to accept that this world is completely unpredictable. It is full of uncertainties. This is like completely unplanned. Our life is going to be the 98% completely unplanned part. Only the 2% will be what we have planned. So we need to understand this, and we need to accept this fact that world is unpredictable, and what will happen with us most of the time would be spontaneous situations, would be uncertain, and we cannot control the whole world around us, and this is something so real. Our mind is not accepting this fact. We think that I'll control every second of my life. I'll control every moment of my life, every situation. I can control people. I can control everything. Although the fact is I can control nothing. Just few parts of my life is what I can control. I can control my actions, and even sometimes I can't even do that, because the situation is like that I can't even control my actions. I have to do what is required in that situation, although I want to do something else. So we need to accept this fact, and what will happen after acceptance is that you will start being prepared for the uncertainties, for the unpredictable situations, and your mind will be prepared for that, which will create an easier path for you, and you will be more present, you will be more mindful, and you'll be more conscious in your life. So that is it for today. Hope it would be helpful for all of you, and it was just something really, really short notes which I have been experienced in the last week, and I have really read about these stuff, and I think these are something very small but very, very life-changing things which we need to implement in our lives. So that is it for today. See you soon.